Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. This is 5 underrated forgotten movies to check out. But before we begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, leave those comments below. Let me know how you feel about my picks and if you have any questions about them at all. Now, as usual, we're going to jump around in different genres for this. There's no rhyme or reason, but we're just going to go in alphabetical order. And we have quite the selection. We have, well, you'll see as we go along. The first one is Bat 21. This is a Vietnam drama starring Gene Hackman and Danny Glover and Jerry Reed from Smokey and the Bandit. And this was directed by Peter Markle. This came out in 1988. And this is based on a true story. I'll stop there so you can pause it if you'd like and check out the synopsis. But this is a really good movie. It's not a big action movie per se. It's just Gene Hackman gets shot down behind enemy lines, and Danny Glover is a pilot who keeps flying back and forth and trying to guide him to safety. And it's a really good movie. It's more or less a two-man show, although Danny Glover does most of his scenes solo in the cockpit of the plane or a helicopter that he's in. And it's just a really good movie. And again, Gene Hackman, Danny Glover, two of my favorite actors, and both of them are just terrific in this movie. So the first selection in this installment, I should say, is Bat 21. Next, we have a horror movie for you called The Entity. This was directed by Sidney J. Furie, who also directed Iron Eagle in the 80s and one of my favorite war films of all time, The Boys in Company C. And this stars Barbara Hershey and Ron Silver. And again, I will stop so you can pause and check out the synopsis if you'd like. But again, this is also based, supposedly, on true events. And this is a poltergeist story. The twist on here is the poltergeist in question, the ghost, is a rapist. And he constantly harasses Barbara Hershey. And like I said earlier, Barbara Hershey is absolutely incredible in this film. Now, this particular edition is from Scream Factory, and it is out of print. I don't know if they have any copies left. You can check into that if you'd like. I don't know if this is out on Blue in the UK or not, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure this movie's streaming somewhere. So, yeah, my second selection this week is The Entity. Now I've got a comedy for you from the 70s, Foul Play, starring Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, and this was like his big screen leading man debut. He had popped up in The Groove Tube and a couple of little skit comedies here and there, but he was fresh off of Saturday Night Live here. It also stars Burgess Meredith and Dudley Moore, and it's directed by Colin Higgins, who also directed 9 to 5, which is another fantastic movie. And yeah, I absolutely love this film. Outside of the original National Lampoon's Vacation, this is still my favorite Chevy Chase movie. He's really good in this, but Goldie Hawn is unbelievably adorable in this movie. And Dudley Moore and Burgess Meredith are hysterically funny in this film. So if you've never seen Foul Play, track this movie down. It's fantastic. The most recent film this week, and even this movie is at least 15 years old now, is Knowing, starring Nicolas Cage and Rose Byrne. And this one was directed by Alex Proyas, who also directed The Crow and definitely one of my favorite movies, Dark City, as well as I, Robot and Gods of Egypt, which is just a horrible movie in my opinion. This is an end-of-the-world thriller, kind of along the lines of Day After Tomorrow, but there's I don't want to say a supernatural twist, but there's a twist to this. And it's a very suspenseful movie. It's not polished, and it doesn't have massive scenes of destruction like Day After Tomorrow does, although it does have some really great destruction scenes in here. Some of the CG in this movie isn't great, but the performances are, and the story is really good. I don't really like the last 10 minutes of this movie, to be honest. I kind of think it's a cop-out. But other than that, this is a very solid film. And again, if you've never seen it, this is readily available on streaming and on physical media. So the fourth selection is Knowing. And last and certainly not least, we're back to the 80s. 1982 to be exact, with The Sword and the Sorcerer. This came out right after Conan, or actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. This came out right before Conan in the summer of 82, and believe it or not, this movie actually made more money domestically in the initial run than Conan did. Starring Lee Horsley, Kathleen Beller, Simon McCorkdale, and in one of my favorite performances from him, Richard Lynch. Richard Lynch is always bringing it, and apparently he was seriously coked out of his mind while they were filming this movie. I was listening to the commentary by the late Albert Pian. He just passed away. And that commentary is hilarious. Now, again, I don't know if this movie is available in the UK or not. This is my Scream Factory 4K Blu-ray combo. However, it is 4K, so if you want to pay the prices, I'm sure you can get your hands on this over there if it's not available. But again, this is a cheese fest compared to Conan, but it's a whole lot of fun. So that's it for this edition. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I'm going to get back to doing them on a more regular basis now that the 50 years of film is almost wrapped up. But I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, again, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most important of all, please leave those comments below. So until the next time, we'll see you then.